This is the story of a curse, one so terrifying that it clings to an old mansion in Japan. The mansion, known as Himuro Mansion, hides deep within the shadows of an urban legend. The legend tells of the Himuro family, a family that lived in the mansion long ago. But what makes this story so chilling is not just the mansion itself, but the dark history that surrounds it. A history filled with murder, evil rituals, and a curse that has haunted the family for generations. The story of Himuro Mansion became famous after a video game called Fatal Frame was released. The game is said to be based on true events that happened inside the mansion. As more people played the game, they grew curious. They wanted to know where this mansion was located. But the exact location of the mansion remains a mystery. No one knows where it is, only that it is somewhere in Japan, hidden away from the world. The Himuro family was not like other families. They were known for practicing ancient rituals that had been banned in Japan for many years. These rituals were part of an old Shinto belief, and they were very dark and cruel. The family kept these practices secret, passing them down from one generation to the next. The mansion, large and filled with many rooms, became a place where these rituals were carried out. Over time, the Himuro family became known for their evil deeds. They caused the deaths of many innocent people, and the spirits of those who died came back to seek revenge. The mansion became a place filled with darkness. The Himuro family, fearing what might happen, sought help from a shaman. The shaman told them that their evil actions had brought about a curse, and the spirits were returning to punish them. The shaman then suggested a ritual that was even more terrifying than the ones the family had practiced before. This ritual, he said, could protect the mansion from the vengeful spirits. The shaman explained that the ritual required the blood of a virgin girl, but not just any girl. The girl had to be pure in both body and mind. To perform the ritual, the girl had to be killed in a very brutal way, a method called 5-horse dismemberment. In this method, the girl would be tied to 5 horses, each horse pulling in a different direction. As the horses ran, the girl would be torn apart, her body ripped into pieces. Her blood would then be soaked into a sacred rope, which would be hung at the entrance of the mansion to keep the spirits away. But the shaman warned that not just any girl could be used for the ritual. The girl had to be raised in complete isolation, like a prisoner. From the moment she was born, she would be locked in a room, never allowed to go outside, and never allowed to see another person. She would be fed at specific times, but her life would be one of loneliness and darkness. Her mind and soul had to remain pure for the ritual to work. The ritual had to be performed every 50 years. This was because the power of the seal created by the virgin's blood would weaken over time. After 50 years, the seal would no longer be strong enough to keep the spirits away, and they would return to the mansion to seek revenge. To protect the family, the ritual had to be repeated, generation after generation. Imagine living your entire life within 4 cold, dark walls, never knowing the outside world, only to be brutally murdered. The mansion became a place of horror, where innocent young girls were killed in the most gruesome way, all in the name of keeping the family safe from the curse. But the shaman who suggested the ritual met a mysterious end. Soon after the first ritual was performed, the shaman died suddenly and without explanation. Some say that even he could not escape the curse that had been placed on the family. The Himuro family was evil, and their actions had drawn the attention of dark forces. The shaman's ritual, though it kept the spirits at bay, was an abomination, an act so cruel that it was almost worse than the curse itself. The curse of the Himuro family was a heavy burden. Every member of the family, whether they knew it or not, was doomed to suffer because of the actions of their ancestors. Even those who were unaware of the curse would find themselves caught in its web. The sealing ritual was only a way to delay the inevitable. The family believed that by continuing the ritual, they could avoid the punishment that was coming for them. But fate cannot be escaped, and the cycle of cause and effect would eventually catch up with them. As time passed, the Himuro family prepared to perform the ritual again. Another girl was born, and she was locked away in the dark room, just like the others before her. But this time something different happened. The room where the girl was kept had a small window. One day, a young man who worked nearby passed by the window. The girl, lonely and desperate, looked out and saw the young man. They never spoke, but their eyes met, and in that moment, the girl felt something she had never felt before: love. The young man, too, was drawn to the girl. Though he knew nothing about her or the fate that awaited her, he felt a connection. They continued to see each other through the window, day after day, their silent love growing stronger. But no one in the house knew about this. The family continued to prepare for the ritual, believing that everything was as it should be. The ritual required the girl to be pure in mind and body, but her love for the young man had changed her. She was no longer the innocent, untouched soul that the ritual demanded. On the day of the ritual, the family carried out the gruesome task as they had done many times before. They tied the girl to the horses, and as her body was torn apart, her blood soaked into the sacred ropes. But this time, something went wrong. The spirits, enraged by the girl's unfulfilled love, broke through the weakened seal. The family began to suffer a series of terrible events. The head of the Himuro family, realizing what had happened, was consumed by despair and anger. He knew that the curse had finally caught up with them, and that there was no way to escape it. In a fit of madness, he took a katana and went on a killing spree, slaughtering every member of his family. He believed that by killing them, he was saving them from a fate worse than death. When no one was left, he turned the blade on himself, ending his own life. The mansion, now soaked in blood, became a place of terror. The spirits of the family, along with those of the innocent girls who had been sacrificed, remained trapped within the mansion's wall. No one dared to live there, and those who passed by would often see ghostly figures moving inside. Even during the day, shadows seemed to shift and flicker, as if something unseen was watching. The curse of the Himuro family did not end with their deaths. It is said that anyone who enters the mansion will meet a horrible fate. Those who dared to explore the mansion found themselves marked by the sacred ropes, as if they had been strangled by the very ropes meant to protect the family. Some bodies were found in the basement, dismembered in the same way as the ritual victims. The spirits of the Himuro family continue to haunt the mansion, waiting for the next unfortunate soul to stumble into their trap. The story of the Himuro Mansion is one of the most terrifying urban legends in Japan. The game Fatal Frame only scratched the surface of the horror lies within the mansion's walls. I haven't played the game, and I don't think I ever will. Just knowing the story is enough to keep me awake at night, wondering if somewhere, hidden away in the shadows of Japan, the Himuro Mansion still stands, waiting for its next victim.